should the 49ers sign Tyrann Mathieu? Before you say no, because I can feel it. Let me just make a case for Tyrann Mathieu. I know he's not what he was 3 years ago. He's definitely lost a step. I'm not really interested in bringing him in here for coverage. Like, at this point, I'll take Jimmy Ward in coverage. I kind of want to move Jimmy Ward to strong safety at this point. I'd like a free safety who has, ball skills, instincts, whatever, a knack at intercepting passes. I think it's something that could put this team over the top. It's something that it lacks. It's one of the few things that this team lacks. It has everything except a playmaker in the secondary. And I was always really hard on Richard Sherman, but in retrospect, even a washed old Richard Sherman, that playmaking ability clearly had a positive impact on the defense when he wasn't injured. Okay, that's my pitch. What do you think? No.
So I'm going to say no and no. Like, no, they shouldn't sign him, and no, they won't.
I don't think they will either. They're not even linked to him. Chicago's linked to him. No. But
so one of the guys that I really like, but I think that he's going to be out of their range. But, if the 49ers are able to trade and make a move for that 40-something pick with a certain team, then it will put them in his range. I think the 49ers should just draft Jalen Petrie and allow him to play strong safety. And when you talk about how this scheme is with Ward and Tart, and I think most of the safeties, it's pretty interchangeable. Like, I know you said you want to see like Ward as strong safety. I don't really think that there's really designation. Those guys flip. Right, they just flip spots. Yeah, they flip spots. They have the same sort of responsibility. They say they just know their job. So I don't really I wouldn't be worried about that at all. But I think that if you can have a cost control of Jalen Petrie for 4 years, that's a really great thing. And I think that there's no slight at Tyrann Mathieu in any way. It's just I really enjoyed what I like with Jalen Petrie. Plays close to the line, had about 18 tackles for loss last season, made plays on the ball, had interceptions, sacks, fumble recoveries. That's the sort of thing the 49er fans want right there. So he's great up close to the line while in coverage, which is my biggest gripe with Hufanga and why I think the 49ers need to address his position, because they can't go into the season starting Hufanga at strong safety. They cannot.
But the only way they can draft a DB such as Petrie in round 2 is if they sign a right tackle such as Lyle Collins in free agency. Otherwise, we agree they're going to draft an offensive tackle at 61, which is too bad.
They may, but there's one guy, Matt Walesko from North Dakota. I think they can have him a little bit later. Kind of looks like McGlinchey, right? Like, he's really tall. He kind of was getting beat a little bit in pass protection early but he played better at Senior Bowl. So, I mean, there's options. Again, we have no idea how this is all going to shake out in the draft and what their thoughts are. So, I mean, if they have to reach at 61, I'd be upset, because I feel like you got to do BPA there and just see what you can do later on and see if you can come up with a guy that you really enjoy, or you found like a diamond in the rough, or your guy Jalen Moore's ready to step up. You're ready to roll with McKivitz, one of those things. So who knows what they're actually thinking. And the 49ers tend to overvalue their guys a little bit sometimes.
Yeah. All right. So no Tyrann Mathieu, although I still think it would be. Yeah, I mean, if not him, someone else that's a playmaker. And I like that you suggested someone in the draft. That's cool. The only question is, you think he'll be there at 61?
I don't think so. That's why they'd have to trade Jimmy Garoppolo to get to 42 now. Like, if you can get to 42 and you can get that from the Colts, then you can take Jalen Petrie at 42, man. It all comes back to that. It all comes back to that.
If they get 42 for Jimmy Garoppolo, I will give John Lynch a standing ovation. Honestly, good luck. How does Jason feel about the Dodgers out-yanking the Yankees?
I'm tired of all my teams not spending money, man. I'm tired of it. God.
Are the Yankees trying a new thing in the 2020s? Like
what they're trying? So stop me if you understand this one, 49ers fans. The original owner, who's not there anymore, used to spend a bunch of money, and the kids took over, and they don't want to spend any money.
That is so funny, man. Same team.
I root for two teams that used to be good in the 90s and can't get it done now. I root for two teams that are my mom in the grocery store, saying no to everything.
Dude, that's so funny. Two teams that are kind of profiting big time off of the past. The one team that's the most stuck in the past I've ever seen, that's still like literally stuck in the past, is Dallas. I went to Dallas this year, and you walk through the Dallas airport, and you just
remember when we were good in the 90s.
All these pictures of like 25-year-old Emmitt Smith, like, whoa, guys. 30 years have passed. What are you doing?
So look, I had a Cowboys fan try to come at me on Twitter, and I'm like, let me just spit some facts to you. Jimmy Garoppolo playoff wins as a 49er, 4. Dallas Cowboys playoff wins since 1996, 4. What are we doing here?
Lauren says, didn't the team lock up McGlinchey's fifth-year option? Yes. Didn't I tell him not to? Yes. I think we're stuck with Mike. Kyle seems too stubborn to admit that Mike lacks the talent that got him picked at 11. Nine. Yeah. Is it Kyle or is it John? John seems to be the one who can't admit a loss. I mean, look at the Jimmy Garoppolo thing. John is very competitive. Like, he was a player. He doesn't like to lose. Doesn't like to admit he was wrong. I don't know. Is it Kyle or John? My question.
We already talked about this. Whenever it's bad things, it's John. When it's good things, it's Kyle.
That's how it works. Isaac says get Ward back on the channel. I intend to.
Yes,
I know
please.
He said he'd like to. I will.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Dude, he was the best. I intend to. I'll reach out to his agent soon. It's just let's let free agency die down because at any given moment I have to talk about how the Niners signed some third-string right tackle
at any given moment, you find out the 49ers have spent the bag on Johnny Hecker. And if you want to make a move at punter, if you want to make a move on punter, you cut Mitch and you go sign Johnny Hecker right now. That's the missing piece. Right now.
That Niner guy says Mathieu plays more at the line of scrimmage than the deep 30. Plays very similar to Jimmy Ward, just more big plays. Okay.
I just think Jimmy's better in coverage.
Yeah, I do too. Sibilla, Eve, or Oprah, who's winning in wrestling? Eve.
Wow. Yeah, hell yeah. Ooh. Nobody's taking her down.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Eve's got a whole aura. She's like, it's tough. Niners wouldn't act in free agency even if Jimmy was gone.
That's a good point.
True. Thank you, Ethan.
That's a good point.
Ethan's been a Niner fan for a while. Leon O'Neal, TAMU, or Brian Cook, Cincy in the second round?
I like Leon O'Neal too, man. He boosted his stock at the combine. Every interview that he gave to any of us and spoke with any of us, like, man, he's just full of energy. Looks like that guy has that confidence around him. I love it.
D-Flow says Niners' next big trade will happen before 4 p.m.
4 p.m. What, your time?
Yeah, he only donated $2, so I don't know how confident he is about $1.99. I appreciate it. Allen Robinson went to the Rams. No doubt. Oh, snap. Hey, well, thank you.